Hello, everyone. It's Tim from SpaceNet TV. November didn't exactly start off well for Disney, what with the Marvel setting all-time records, all of them bad. Now, after the coveted Thanksgiving weekend, it's really just gotten worse. Disney's Wish, once considered to be the cornerstone of Disney's 100-year celebration, has failed at the box office. Another disastrous flop for Disney in a long, long year of flops. Wish debuted in third place at the box office last weekend. An unexpected showing. Poor showing. An embarrassing start for the one time box office champion that was Disney Animation. It was beaten by Napoleon, a not well received biopic, and The Hunger Games in its second week of release. This was something the Disney executives simply did not anticipate, and it took the industry a little by surprise too. Wish fell far behind projections to gross only 19.5 million in its 3-day domestic opening weekend, and anemic 31.6 million over the 5-day Thanksgiving weekend altogether. Wish had been projected to earn somewhere between 50 and 60 million for the 5-day domestic holiday opening, and even at those numbers, it would have been deemed to have been underperforming. Wish fell behind the opening weekend's gross box office of nearly every other film produced by Walt Disney Animation Studios, only surpassing the openings of Strange World and Raya and the Lost Dragon, both pretty dismal failures themselves. Wish is seemingly going to be headed straight for that same trash heap. Maybe the international box office will save it. Sadly, no. It's opening even worse overseas, earning only 17.2 million. Now, not all the international markets have opened yet, but the larger ones certainly have this weekend, but not for a 5-day holiday weekend, only for the normal 3-day weekend. But it's not being well received overseas either. With a production budget of over 200 million, Wish needs to gross upwards of 550 to 600 million worldwide just to break even. It looks like it's not looking good for Wish to make those kinds of numbers, but not out of the realm of possibility. It could develop some legs after the opening weekend, like Encanto did, to rally back. However, I highly doubt it myself. Encanto's soundtrack caught on, and that brought people to the theaters. I don't think Wish will follow a similar track, but you never know. Audiences can be unpredictable at times. So let's compare Wish to the current animation competition from Universal. Trolls Band Together. Trolls Band Together has earned nearly 65 million in its second week of release, a number that Wish could possibly achieve in its second week. However, Trolls had a production budget of only $90 million. It's well on its way to profitability. I don't think Wish will enjoy anywhere near that kind of success. So, what went wrong? Where did this all go off the rails? I don't think there's any single answer to that question, but here are a few of my thoughts. First, Wish was just a bland, boring production. From the poor animation style to the less than stellar soundtrack, there wasn't a single song that I found even remotely memorable. And this isn't just due the nod to the watercolor work of Disney classics that was being given an homage for this production, but it was the way in which that was mixed with the modern 2 and 3D computer animation graphics. It just was mostly visually and audibly boring, with a quality that looked almost unfinished, more like a rough draft than a final finished product. Second, the animation movement was kind of poor. Time was when Disney animation artists took great care creating animation that was really believable, pushed the bar on what animation could and should look like. Disney animators would go so far as to bring animals into the office to study their movement, take field trips all over the world to observe how things looked and worked, all to make their depictions of them better. Those days seem to be really long gone. The animators on Wish don't know how to animate all that well, and it really, really shows. Third, there was too much reliance on nostalgia bait. There is a fine line between fun, interesting to find Easter eggs and a good old fashioned key jangling of member berries. Wish leaned heavily into nostalgia. It was too much, it was too forced, and it fell a little flat, mostly because I found the characterizations were really done particularly bad. It felt forced, it felt purposely jammed in just to try to create some nostalgia in lifelong Disney fans to bring them to the theaters. And lastly, Wish's failure was an unforced error by Disney. Disney has broken their brand with families and family entertainment. Parents no longer trust Disney to deliver family oriented entertainment that isn't heavily laced with identity politics, intersectional feminism, and the not so secret queer agenda. Parents are voting with their dollars, and their dollars are not going to Disney. Now, it's not just an animation problem because, as we pointed out, Trolls Band Together brought in just as much as what Disney did and nearly topped it for the number 3 spot itself. So clearly people are going to see animation, just not Disney's animation. This was a highly troubled production from the start, and we all knew it. Once meant to be an origin story for When You Wish Upon a Star, after some writer changes, production staff changes, animator changes, it took that message and turned it into an allegory for the patriarchy, the evil king keeping everyone from achieving their wishes except the ones he chose to grant. For spoiler reasons, I won't go any further into the story than that. Now, from another perspective, beyond just being a financial flop, it is worth noting the embarrassment that Disney that has lost the animation battle to Universal again. Universal has beaten Disney both creatively and financially for 4 years straight now. Disney Animation used to dominate every other studio for decades, but that's simply no longer the case. Disney was desperate for a good showing this weekend, hoping to regain their footing in family animation. They failed creatively and they failed financially. Anyway, that's what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please be sure to like and subscribe and share this video if you liked it. Well, that's all I've got for now. I'll be back real soon with another video. Bye for now.